Oh yes.
What's going on, you beauties? Welcome back. You know how this works. I put out one episode because you guys asked me to, and then, for God knows what reason, a collective 9,000 of you watched 45 minutes of me just talking to myself, which I think could be like diagnostic for some psychiatrists these days, but they're like still looking into it. Luckily, you do not have to listen to just my dumbass this entire time, because I've brought, after many people have asked, my beautiful fiance, Rania. Round of applause for Rania. Welcome, my love.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, I have been the number one encourager of this podcast. I've been telling you, I would say, for the past few months that I think that that's your direction. I think you do best in a long form format.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. If anybody wants someone to thank for like the podcast coming back, you should probably thank Rania, because she's the person who, because we talk about everything, and I feel like there have been so many situations where I've brought up the fact that like I enjoy podcasting. Like I've been on that teacher podcast a bunch of times, and I've done some visits on some other podcasts, including the First Rounds on Me podcast. And I don't know, I just like the opportunity to be able to talk to people directly, and I've never been able to do that by way of my own setting other than like the social media stuff. But no, I'm very glad that she pushed me to do this, because it's the right time. It's the right place. We're back at the beautiful podcast studio of First Rounds on Me.
To say, this is my first. I've been at the cafe upstairs by chance. Even before Tyler met the people here or anything, I was going to an appointment nearby, and I saw the sign outside, and I was like, oh, how cute.
Yeah.
And I came in and I had a matcha and I loved it.
Yeah.
So when you told me that you met the people that work here and that they were so lovely and that you were going to be on the podcast, I was like, wait, I've been there.
Yeah.
And I've never seen the studio before, and this is really beautiful. I'm very excited to.
No, I when I found that, so at first the people reached out to me and they're like, hey, we saw you, they saw us on Dumb Hot.
Oh yes, Dumb Hot.
They saw us on Dumb Hot, and they're like, they're funny. We'd like to have be more in conversation with them. So the people from First Rounds on Me reached out, and they were like, will you come on our podcast? And I was like, yeah. And then I came down here and I was like, shit,
This is beautiful.
it's like so legit. And I'm like, I was so obviously it's a privilege to be asked to come and speak, because I used to get my desk put in the hallway, but like to be able to use such a beautiful studio is just
really
like
nice.
Crazy to me. Regardless, welcome to episode 2 of the second season of the No One Asked for This podcast, the podcast that I like to say no one asked for, but unfortunately
Everyone asks for it.
everyone really does ask for it. And it's kind of crazy to think about, because I think I'm still like working my way through that process of understanding that it's like I'm allowed to talk.
Yes.
Because that was a really weird thing for me growing up, where it was like I literally was told by teachers that I need to shut up because no one wants to hear what I have to say.
Well, I was told the opposite. I was like, I'll never have anything to say.
Yeah.
And like, it's beautiful that when you take those experiences and you transform them into superpowers,
Yeah.
like I have made a career out of listening, being a journalist.
Yeah.
And you've made a career out of talking. And I think that's really beautiful. And I think that, yeah, you take you transform the bad into the good.
It's
true.
true.
It's and you heal that inner child, because you're like, no, you deserve to have your voice heard. Everyone does.
Well, it's crazy because like when we were growing up, podcasting really wasn't what it is today.
No, it was mostly like NPR and stuff like that.
Like that's the closest thing to a podcast is like a talk show, but those talk shows were so like formal and impersonal that it was like you can't really get anything out of it because it's the radio.
Yeah. And
but I don't know. I think. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I just said that. Yeah, like it's cool how it's transformed into a space that, everybody can just kind of share. There's room for everybody. I know everybody's like, oh, podcasting is so saturated. Da 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 da. Everybody has a podcast. It's like, okay, and everyone has a TikTok account. So who cares?
Well, that's something that pisses me off so much. Where it's like, I don't care. I will name names, but it's like you see these videos of very well established creators putting out this like message of like, if you don't have this enormous following, you shouldn't start a podcast, you shouldn't start making content, you shouldn't believe that your voice needs to be heard, when in reality it truly is the opposite. Like, remember
most
the
of those
thing?
people don't have much to say anyway, so it's interesting that they're the ones that have want to hate on everybody else. It's like they're not that interesting either.
Yeah, because certain people want to go on other people's podcasts, ironically, and say that somebody with a small following doesn't need a podcast.
Who?
It's like James Charles.
Oh, ew. Well, who cares about him? Please.
Okay. But that's the thing. But that's the problem, is that like you and I can be like, who
Yeah.
cares about him?
Yeah.
But somebody who is like, you're an established creator, I'd love to be a creator in the future, and they're looking back and saying, shut up, like don't make a podcast unless you're huge. It's like,
Well-
all right, well, James, when you stop reaching out to kids,
I was about to say you shouldn't have a platform at all. So
yeah, you know,
Whatever.
talk to me about when you stop being a offender.
Yeah.
And I will start talking about whether or not we should start making
So
podcasts.
that's the thing. It's like you always say it. Why take advice from people that you wouldn't want to be? Like, I don't care what James Charles has to say about literally anything.
Yeah.
So why am I going to let that affect my life? So it's like,
Exactly.
I don't know. I just believe in like doing whatever you want in
Yeah.
life. But yeah, anyway.
100%. But we are testaments to the fact that it's like, there are so many ways to, like you said, it was beautiful. It's like, take what you think is your biggest insecurity and weakness and something that you really want to get better at and lean into it.
Yeah.
Because if you had told me when I was, 10, 11 years old, that I was going to be running a podcast, 6 million followers, making content, working with brands, being able to have these projects and these friendships and these incredible opportunities, I would have laughed at you. I would have told you that that was a dream for someone else.
Yeah.
And that's really sad.
And, you know, I feel the same way, that I've been very blessed in my life. For those who don't know me, like, I am a journalist, and I've been able to cover red carpets and go to every event and talk to every single artist that you could possibly imagine.
Literally.
I've interviewed them. Like, I've been very, very, very blessed in
Yeah.
my life. And if you told me even 5 years ago
Yeah.
that would be the person that I am, I would never have believed you. And I think the thing is that you never know where life is going to take you. And I think that we're getting like so deep into the podcast. We said we were going to get into, we had segments planned.
This is how our conversations go. We end up talking for 4 hours.
Yeah.
We were expecting to have like a 2-minute conversation.
Yeah, but I just think that you should never, I'm trying to think what I'm trying to say. Like, let go of attachments to perceived outcomes, because you never know where your life is going to end up.
100%.
Like, you could be I was very shy. Still am a very shy person, very shy, very reserved, very introverted. And like, I'm in front of cameras almost every day on the red carpet and everything, talking to people constantly. You just never know where life's going to take you.
Exactly.
So just go with the wave. What's meant to you will find you. The universe is constantly conspiring in your favor. So just believe that, or whatever you believe in, God, whatever. Something out there is conspiring in your favor. Science is conspiring in your favor. Everything is conspiring in your favor.
Fair. Okay. So as you know, if you watched episode number 1, I always like to start off the podcast with at least one piece of good news.
Yes.
And I will literally, I'm shameless about this. I'm just going to look up good news from today because, and I mentioned this in the last podcast, I'm sick of there being nothing but bad news. And we talked about this before, where it was like, for some reason, human beings have created this expectation that in order for something to be monetizable or beneficial or worth being on this big screen, it has to be tragic and sad and upsetting. And that's just not the case. And it's just incredibly untrue.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't even think that's true.
Yeah. And I was telling them last week where it was like, if you feel like you're in a huge rut, one of the first things I think you should look into is, what are you taking in on a daily basis? Whether it's TV or politics or stuff you get on social media, like, you can sort of screw with that to get good news. But you came to the No One Asked for This podcast, so I'm going to spoon feed it to you. We got some good news segments. I'm going to read a couple of the headlines for good news of today, and then Rania has one that
I have a very important one.
very, very important one. So, first headline for good news. Hell yeah. wildlife poachers to be targeted using state-of-the-art AI listening technology. Hell yeah.
Like they'll know what they're trying to do.
We'll be able to find out if there are poachers trying to target animals of endangered species using AI listening technology.
Via their phone? Like how? How?
I have no idea.
Okay, I guess we'll
I
have
have
to read
no
the
idea.
article later.
All I know is I have stumbled, unfortunately, across too many videos of like poachers taking out endangered animals.
No, I hate that.
Oh my God.
I'm so anti that.
Yeah, that's where like Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I'm like, hell yeah. Get smart. Take over the people that put you in cages.
Period. Like, they should be in cages.
100%.
So what I said.
I think the idea of this headline being like, okay, if you're a poacher, you're now going to be the poached.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Teach the lesson. You can find another way to make money other than harvesting tusks. Okay, like 100%.
Get a talent.
Literally, like start dancing.
Yeah.
Can't you just dance?
Gotta go like
Oh.
work as an accountant or something.
Bubby. The next one. A daddy-daughter dance in a notorious prison turns, quote, worst of the worst inmates into loving fathers again.
Oh, that's really beautiful.
Right?
I saw one thing about, I don't know, I've never been to prison, but I've watched a lot. Speaking of like consuming, all I do is consume true crime, paranormal.
Yeah,
like,
that's fair.
But I've watched a documentary about inmates because they did like an experiment where they let them, they're not locked for most of the day. And actually, something that gets a lot of inmates going is the potential of healing relationships with their children. So
Yeah.
it actually is a really beautiful, probably rehabilitation technique, is to allow these people, inmates, incarcerated people, to understand that there is life outside, that they have the ability to still influence people in a good way.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that that's really beautiful.
Well, I was listening to, I think it was Two Bears, and Tom was talking about how he was invited to do a gig at a prison, and he got up there and he just like got comfortable and he was like, who are the murderers? And it was like the whole front row and he was like, shit. But he realized, he was like, some of these people, and I am fully in belief that laughter is an incredible medicine for a lot of different things. It's obviously not a cure-all, but it's a good first step. Similarly to this like daddy-daughter dance.
Yeah.
And he told me, he was like, when I started doing my bits and these guys were having like these belly laughs for the first time in God knows how long.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's a serotonin boost that you will very rarely get. And I think in a lot of ways, it could be enough to make them realize that it's like, there's something good in the world.
Well, yeah, but I also, on the other side, especially with the daddy-daughter thing, is like empathy, I think is a very important thing, because a lot of, especially like murderers, are in jail for a reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to have an understanding of like love and empathy and feeling care for another person is very important. Because I just think that the prison system's really messed up. But like, I think starting that level of rehabilitation with an understanding of empathy and how your actions affect others, I think is a really important, beautiful first step in turning these people from, you know, maybe someone who has made a mistake to a rehabilitated person.
100%.
You know what I mean? So anyway.
Couple pieces of good news from me. Poachers are getting poached. I love that. I'm all for it. Let it run. Second, daddy-daughter dances helping the, quote, worst of the worst, whatever that means to someone, inmates, feeling good about their life and the world around them. Rania, tell everybody your piece of good news.
Yeah, mine's not as heavy.
It really isn't as heavy.
So there is a little dog that I love on TikTok named Walter. He's a baby English bulldog. I think he's a couple months old, but he has some sort of, I think, a disability. They're not 100% sure what's up with him, but he isn't growing at the same rate that a puppy should be growing, and his chest's a little flat, his tongue sticks out. He's very, very cute. I'm obsessed with him. His name's Walter. And a couple days ago, he was having a really hard time breathing, and it was not looking good. And when I tell you my entire mental health is dependent on Walter being okay.
Yeah.
And he is stable. There he is.
Oh, yeah. Zoom in on Walter. So
Guys,
when I tell you...
I love this dog.
I'll walk into our bedroom, right? I'll walk into our room, and you never really know what you're gonna get with Rania. Like, is she giggling, hooting and hollering? Is she sobbing? I came into the room. It was like what, 2 days ago?
Literally.
It was like 2 days ago. And Rania, you would have
Guys.
thought,
Guys. I love him.
Can we just adopt him?
I am. Well, that's what she's trying to do. Is she's trying to heal him enough.
Well, there's probably a million people who want to adopt him
Yeah.
too. Yeah, I was gonna say, and Boo would be all weirded out. But I walk into the room, and Rania, oh my God, she got put through the ringer by this dog, and she's like, Walter's not doing well.
No.
He's in critical condition.
My whole mental health is dependent on Walter making it through this tough time. Like,
Yeah.
I love this dog.
Yeah.
And I want him to be okay. But he is stable. He's good and he's okay.
It's to the point where we were walking here today, and I was like, I'm excited to do some of the good news portions because I like giving some good news. And she's like, and I was like, if you want to find one and just bring it in, just like let me know. And she was like, I'll bring up Walter. She's like, let me check to see if he's okay. And I was like, maybe we
But
don't.
he is okay.
And he is okay.
He's good.
He's okay. We're all
Yeah.
very, very relieved that Walter is okay. So a little bit of good news just to remind you all that regardless of whatever crazy shit is going on in your life, somewhere, some way, somehow, there's something good happening.
Somewhere out there, Walter is rolling around.
He's rolling.
On a blanket because he can't use his front feet and eating his formula.
You know what? We love our little furry cylinder. I love that
him.
guy. No, I think, and that's the thing, is that what I want this good news section to tell you and explain to you and help you normalize is that you will find what you look for, right? If you're going into the day looking for just positive things, you come to find that you recognize more positive things. And sometimes I get that that's hard to do. I completely understand that that's hard to do because I struggle with that a lot. But if you just allow yourself to wake up and have a couple pieces of good news, you'll start to find it yourself, and then you'll tell it to other people. And then you're starting a wave of just positivity that a lot of people need, right? Like, you're being the person that I'm trying to be for you. And a lot of people have written in the comments saying that they appreciate the good news. That's all it takes. It's
Yeah.
not that hard.
Energy, you get what you give, right? So if you give good energy, you'll get good energy. That's how life works. That's the, what is it? Secret of the universe, whatever it's called, the golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated.
No,
That's
it's
all.
beautiful.
We're on the wave already for advice, so we're here.
Yeah, I was going to say, so I want to quickly touch on some things that I touched on last week, some updates for us, some stuff that I want to talk about.
Right.
And then we're getting into your advice. If you want your advice read on the podcast, I need to make sure that I say the name of the email right. Send your advice questions to nooneaskforthispod@gmail.com. So no1 asked for this pod @gmail.com. You will get your advice questions read on the podcast. And here we go. Wait a minute. Before we get into some updates, this is
I'm
my
so
favorite part of the podcast.
excited.
So first round's on me
I
as a
heard
cafe.
about this part of the pod.
Oh, this is my favorite. So first round's on me as a cafe in the front of the store where they make these incredible beverages and they surprise us with beverages. So now we got to find out what we have here.
You have a cinnamon bun.
Oh my god, it's all my favorite. I already know I'm gonna love it.
You have a peppermint brownie mocha.
Holy
Brownie.
shit.
I don't know if you like the store or not.
I love you. Can we
I
be best
love-
friends?
Wait,
Oh my god.
this
You
is
got
incredible.
a cinnamon bun?
I'm so excited. I love cinnamon.
Wait,
perfect.
This is important.
For my,
This is- yeah, she gave me normal milk
lactose
because bad
intolerant
day to be a
baddies.
toilet. All right, let's see.
Let's see. I'm excited.
Ready? Cheers.
Cheers.
First round's on me.
I'm so excited.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh my god, this is incredible. I love it.
Hannah, who made this? Was it Scott again? Can I let him know? Scott! Scott, you're doing great!
Scott.
Again! Thank you! I hope you heard,
I was
heard
just.
that.
I was telling him
How
a story.
soundproof are these walls?
I was telling him a story about how I happened to happen upon this place a few months ago before he even met you guys. And I just saw the sign outside. I was like, oh, so cute. And I came and I had a matcha in here. And I was like, wait, I love this place.
Can I
so when
tell
he
you-
brought it
Go.
up, I was like, that's weird. That's a weird,
Oh my god.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
serendipity.
You and I talked about this because We told everyone about the engagement except for Rania. Everyone in the New York area knew about the engagement.
Everyone knew about
including Hannah from First Rounds on Us, who is an absolute saint. But I talked so many times about how like things just fall into place.
Yeah.
And I did my birthday party at First Rounds on Us, First Rounds on Me, and I keep saying us. But First Rounds on Me, and it was beautiful. And we were talking about how things just like fall into place. And you reaching out to me and all of this, it's just like the things happen correctly for a reason. So thank you so much for this. It means the absolute world.
The way I'm not even going to be responding, I'm just going to be like...
Yeah, literally. The rest of the podcast is just this.
Me, like anything cinnamon is like my favorite
Is
thing
yours
ever.
bomb? Can I try yours?
Yeah, let's switch.
I usually don't like matcha. That one is
You don't
peppermint,
really
but it's not
taste the
super
matcha.
pepperminty. Wait.
Yum, this is delicious.
Oh, shit.
This is not very pepperminty at all.
It's not. It's very like chocolatey.
Yeah,
I
it's
really
very-
like it. Okay, so what was mine? Peppermint
brownie.
peppermint brownie latte
And mine
at
is
First
a
Rounds on Me.
cinnamon bun matcha. Hold on.
Dude.
This is so cute. And you get a little sticker. Guys, everything in here is very aesthetic too. So if you're in New York, come here. It is awesome. It's on 25th and Broadway.
Yeah.
Or 25th and 6th, sorry.
25th and 6th,
Yeah, and
It's
Come in, it's
beautiful. I have a question. Can we normalize a sweet treat more often?
what do you mean normalize? It is embedded in my blood.
No. But I'm saying...
One thing about me is I'm going to get a sweet treat. One thing about
I think often you and I need to just say like... we just need to say like, screw it. We're going to go get a real cinnamon roll.
Oh, you want
Like
to go
a
next
real...
level.
Like you will be sat for the rest of the day. Your colon will never be the same tightness.
Okay, but unfortunately, I think about us, we are not ones to cage ourselves from the earthly pleasures of life. We eat, well, we have our little treats where like we see a little bar, we're like, oh, should we go get a drinky? Like we are never holding us back.
Okay, that's
from
fair.
any
I think I like to give us like
You're
the
acting like
impression.
us going to get a next level sweet treat is so beyond what we could. We
But it's
literally
like-
have plans tomorrow to go do like a full holiday day and go to
Oh, yeah,
Bryant
that's
Park
right,
as if we're
yeah.
not going to be having sweet treats.
Oh my god, I'm so
And,
excited.
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
I'm
that
definitely
is-
gonna eat. Like, I'll probably have 10,000 grams of sugar tomorrow. But this reminded me, like, cinnamon buns are like
I love cinnamon buns.
my die hard like weakness when it comes to like
My dad too. My
gross
dad loves
stuff.
them. Yeah.
Oh my god. Let's create a debate right now, and I need to see it. In the comments, I want to have a fight real quick. What is the number one sweet treat, like your dirty little secret, like I eat this in the dark so that no one sees me? Mine? Cinnamon rolls. If you make me cinnamon rolls, I will eat them in a way that makes you no longer like cinnamon rolls.
Yeah.
I will disgust you and make you not ever want to eat a cinnamon roll
I
again.
think cinnamon rolls are up there for me.
Mhm.
I love Rice Krispie treats, like homemade Rice Krispie treats, especially when they're like drizzled with chocolate.
Oh yeah.
I love there's so I love a treat. I love candy. I love candy. Any candy.
You do love candy.
I do love candy
Yeah.
a lot. It's actually bad. I love a Coca-Cola. I know that's like not
Oh, wait. Stop holding back. What type of Coca-Cola do you love? Where do you love to get a Coca-Cola?
Oh, a McDonald's.
Mm.
Guys, so if you go to McDonald's, anyone, if you know, it tastes different. It's crispy. Your dad didn't really agree with me. I could tell, but
No, he didn't.
I went and got him a Coke. I was like, you gotta trust
my
me.
dad's a big Diet Coke guy. He loves a good, he calls them DCs. He loves a good Diet Coke. He'll put down 30 of those
I
in a
also
day.
speak in hyperbole, so I will act like something is like the best thing that's ever happened. And
Yeah.
it is for me.
Yep.
But for other people, I might be hyping it up beyond measure. So I told them it's literally going to be life-changing because for me, it is.
And he was so, he was
we went to
prepared
McDonald's.
for like a cathartic experience.
Yeah, it's better than in the can. I don't even understand. Also, the other thing I love, a slushie at a movie theater. I put down that wicked slushie
Oh my
at
god.
the movie theater.
In your stomach hurt.
My brother and
Immediately.
I love a slushie in the movie theater.
But I think like, and also in fairness, we went to see Wicked for Good, which was an absolute,
I sobbed.
it was a work of art. Rania was sobbing. I had a couple moments where I was like,
the for
oh.
good part.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
where
when
they're
I
singing
can't, I'm
at
not
the
going to
end.
spoil it, but
Well,
parts
you
towards-
know the songs in the movie. That
yeah,
part.
Parts
Yeah.
towards the end, like with the door, on either side of the door. Like, that crushed me. If you know, you know. If you don't, go see the movie, because why wouldn't you? But, like, I can't say anything about you liking a sweet treat at a movie theater, because I put down an entire large popcorn.
Yeah, the one that we were going to share. And I was so busy on my slushie.
Yeah.
So you took over.
We were going to share it, but then I just became like the butter monster
Also,
and
to
just
be
housed
fair,
it.
in my defense, I had ordered a medium slushie.
This
hoping-
big.
'cause,
It comes out this big.
Like, this, I would say, is like a small to medium. Like,
Mm-hmm.
a medium would be maybe this, right? It was like, I want to say a 64-ounce slushie. Like,
Yeah.
it was like a big slurp from,
You wanna
like...
know why? Because it cost them 11 cents to make, and it cost $8 to buy.
Yeah, but usually they kind of cheap you out. So I
Mm.
was surprised that when I asked for a medium, they gave me an XXL slushie.
It gave you a toddler.
And so I was like, oh my God. And then I mixed it because they had like the Glinda slushie and the
Uh-huh.
Alphaba slushie. And I asked them if they could do half and half. And they did. My brother was boring. He just got cherry, but which you can get year round.
Because Chris is Glinda.
But he didn't get the Glinda one. He got cherry.
You think you're Glinda.
No, he thinks I'm Glinda.
Oh.
And I was very upset.
Why?
Well, I think... it's not. Actually, after seeing the second movie, I don't think it's as much of
That's fair.
But my brother's like, I'm Alphaba and you're Glinda.
So I think that could be true, but for you...
And he said you were Fiero.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I can't
You
even
didn't
tell
hear
if that's a good thing.
You didn't hear him?
When did we start assigning characters? I didn't hear this at all.
We were talking about it when we were at the house. You
So
were...
I'm just like the dude that gets pulled to whatever relationship suits him.
No, you stood up against the wizard to think of him as this one-dimensional person.
You're right. That's
But
fair.
anyway, we're talking a lot about Wicked. If you didn't see it, you're going to be like, could just skip past this.
Also in the comments, I need to know, do you think that you are Glinda or Alphaba?
In my heart, I know I'm a Glinda rising. Like, I know, like, I come off as Glinda.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm an Alphaba moon. And then I think I'm like... Who would I be like sun? I think I'm like that goat teacher sun. So goat teacher sun, Alphaba moon, Glinda rising.
Why would you be the goat? Because you're intelligent?
Yes.
Okay. I'm with it. That's part of the reason why I thought you were more Alphaba.
I am silenced on the daily.
You're not. No. So yeah, I was gonna say society's trying to push you down. No, because when we had that conversation, I was like, you're obviously Alphaba, because Alphaba's like the very, very intelligent, logical, caring, empathetic.
But I can see
one.
why my brother perceives me as Glinda. But that's
I
getting
think
really
you have
deep.
a little bit of both. Okay, so what was I gonna say? Where are we at with time? We've been running
28 minutes. So I think we
28
need
minutes.
To, yeah.
Lit. So I want to do like some quick overviews of what's happened recently in our lives. We got engaged.
We did.
Which I'm very, very excited about. Show off you see that thing? You see that rock?
It's this one.
See
My
that
Aura
freaking
ring's
rock?
also
Yeah, I
there.
was gonna say not the Aura ring.
I love this ring.
Do you
so
love it?
much. I love it. It's exactly.
I'm glad.
It's exactly like what I would want. It's very me.
So everybody was asking me, they're like, so how did you choose the ring? And I was like, are you out of your goddamn mind? I did not choose anything. We talked at length, because if I'm gonna spend what that costs for her and it's gonna be on your hand forever, it needed to be absolutely perfect.
I completely
the size,
agree.
the cut, the reflection, the band, everything needed to be perfect.
Like, I understand the beauty of the element of surprise, but like the proposal is the surprise.
Yeah.
But like, I think since you're going to be wearing the ring for the rest of your life and it is expensive, it should be something that you like. You see it all the time where girls don't really like their ring and then they just get a new one later. But I want to be my ring forever.
Well,
like,
I think another side of it is that, like, everybody's asking me, they're like, how did you choose the ring? And I was like, let's back up a minute. If I had gone with my gut, I would have been wrong. I would have gotten her a ring that she would have hated, because
I don't think I
from the
would have
shape,
hated
I don't
it.
think you would have hated it, because you have kindness and you have empathy, but like, and you're very grateful for things. But the fact of it is, I thought you would have wanted a round diamond.
I thought I wanted a round diamond for a long time because it's like the circle of life.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look as good on my hand.
That's fair.
Like, that's the thing. Is like, my advice for all of you youngins that one day hopefully will get, if you want to, be engaged. try on rings, because the thing you might think in your head that you like might not look good on your hand. That was a big surprise.
That's
for me.
fair.
But yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
no, I'm
it was
actually,
fun.
I'm glad that we did that together because I'm not getting it wrong, you know,
No.
but B, you're right. Like,
And I was still the whole proposal was a surprise. So it's not
That's
like
what I was
that,
about to
we
say.
lost that element of like, I'm shook, because
Yeah.
like, okay, I knew what the ring was going to look like, but that's like kind of the subsection of the whole point. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just like one little branch of the entire thing, you know?
Yeah, and a lot of people have asked me like what the proposal looked like, how I got it past her and whatever, and like it is a very, very long story which I can go through in more detail in the future, but essentially I found the place that I proposed to Rania very, very luckily. I couldn't lock down a place because I reached out to a million spots and I was like, "Hey, you have a rooftop, I want to propose, can I use it? Yes or no?" And I just went to Central Park. And I went in and out of all of these different places. And then I stumbled upon, after like 30 entrances and they told me to kick rocks, I went to the Marriott Essex house and I walked in. I just met the right person. Danielle, you're a real one.
Yeah,
and
she's really cool.
I was like, listen, I want to propose. I'm looking for this for my inspiration. Can we do it? She was like, absolutely. I have a suite upstairs. We can use that. Then you can come down. We can have like a nice dinner with your family. And I was like, love it. These things fall into place. When you do what you need to do and you're looking for something that's actually good for you, you'll find that all these good things fall into place. But she didn't know because I told her that we were going to go to an influencer event at the Marriott.
Yeah, and
Danielle helped me set that all up.
Again, one thing, I've said this a million times, I said it while we were upstairs. Like, one thing that I've realized throughout this engagement is I never care what Tyler's up to. Like, I literally
no.
never quite, like, he was like, you didn't notice that I went for a run for 6 hours when I was actually looking at the venue? I said, no.
Well, in
I was
fairness,
doing my own thing. Like, I just didn't, I don't know, I notice, I'm more inclined to notice energy shifts. I did notice that you were a little bit more anxious and irritable, but I
Yeah.
didn't know it was because of that. But like, I'm more inclined to notice people acting differently
Sure.
than actual events. Like, I'm not looking through your phone. I'm not looking that. Like, I'm never gonna find out. Like, I'm not rummaging through your stuff. Like, physical stuff, I'll never find out. But
Sure.
like, yeah. But then we say that, but I knew when we got there
Yeah.
that it was happening because of I noticed people acting weird.
Yeah.
And that's when that's when things come together. I think if there was an opportunity earlier for me to pick up on a weird vibe, maybe I might have known. But but little things like you being gone for a little, I don't know. I'm
Just
not
don't,
like
you don't, Rania doesn't, I don't leave the house and Ranya's like, uh-oh, what is he doing? It's like, no, he's probably trying to run for 6 hours
yeah,
straight.
and I knew you were training for the marathon, so what am I going to do? Make sure you're training for the marathon. Like, I have things to do. I'm
Exactly.
busy. I'm cleaning. I'm, like, working. I'm doing stuff. Like, I'm not sitting there being like, yeah, I don't know.
Which is such a green flag, because in my mind, we had many times where I almost let up the surprise. But we literally, everyone and their mother knew about your proposal
Yeah.
except for you until 5 minutes before
5 minutes
it happened.
before. I'm so
which to
surprised.
me is a goddamn win.
It is, because my family, we're really bad at keeping secrets.
Yep.
We tell secrets all the time. Surprises, there's never really been. Actually, the only other big surprise was my cousin's proposal. So
Yeah.
we're good with proposals.
That was beautiful.
But most things we are not, like, we give everything away. So I was very surprised.
Yeah, I mean, Ranya's mom and I, we're both Scorpios. We're both a little crazy. Like, we locked in when we told people about this, and we were like, no, you don't understand. We'll kill you. Like, we will come to your house and we'll cause a scene if you tell her about the proposal. If you screw up, if you accidentally, like, whatever, we'll break your legs.
Yeah.
So, Ranya's mom and I are a dream team when it comes to planning things. But it is time to move on to everyone's favorite part of the podcast. Like I mentioned before, Hannah brought us our delicious drinks.
She's
She's been housing that.
It. It's
this
so
is the
good.
problem with like sweet, sugary drinks. I
Again,
will throw them
I
back,
don't
and then
hold
my
myself
stomach will
back
hurt
from
so bad.
the joys of life.
If you have advice that you want myself or a guest, or honestly, I'll always ask Rania for advice on it too, you can send an email to no, and then the number 1, asked for this pod @gmail.com, and just make the subject line, I need advice, and then whatever like the topic is. We have a couple today that we're going to read, and we're going to jump right into it because, honestly, this is the part where I feel the strongest in a way because I think I've been through a surprising amount of like little shit in the 29 years I've been on this planet, but I'll tell you exactly how I'd respond. And sometimes that comes out a little bit harsh and brutal, but tough love is love. So we're going to get into these advice section. This one is from someone named Annabelle. Welcome to the chat, Annabelle. This one is called I Need Help. 7 P's, by the way. Hi, Mr. J. Don't worry, I won't call you a fat and hairy orange. Thank you for letting me know you'd like to.
That's crazy. Just start an advice thing with.
Well, it's kind of like
anyway, help me.
It's part of the culture. My name is Annabelle, and I'm from Missouri. Sick. I desperately need your advice. Please, speed. I need this. I don't know what that means. Oh wait, probably about I show speed. I don't know. I really hope you get the reference so I don't look psychologically delusional. You do. Okay, so basically I have this teacher that's a super nice and great person, but they are awful at teaching.
Oh.
Christ. I've seen this. I've probably been this. Most of the time, their method of teaching is by asking us questions to try to get us to come up with the answer. This would be fine for a review or if she would teach us the basics or anything really, but I'm not exaggerating when I say on the first day of school, she said, quote, okay, can anyone tell me how to do this? And we had never seen the material a day in our lives before. She doesn't even tell us the right answer. She just lets us spitball random vocabulary and we pulled out of who knows where, but we accidentally stumble on the right answer. Okay. Luckily, my dad teaches the same subject and gives me full hour-long lessons when I get home from school, but it's not fair to him as he has to teach all day at school and then come home and do it again with me. Keep in mind, this is an honors level class and it's math. You don't just give that to any random first-year teacher. This is interesting. It's not just me, though. Literally everyone is struggling so badly. This has become a huge problem, and I'm not sure what to do. I watch all your videos, and I can see that you're a wonderful teacher in person. I'd love for you to give me some advice. I mean, off the cuff, it's the question of whether or not this is a strategy or if this is like you literally don't know the content you're teaching. Because if you don't know the content you're teaching, that's obviously a staple of being a teacher is you need to know how to do these things.
I think either way, I think it's a weird strategy, even if it's a strategy. I mean, this for me feels like take it to an authority type thing. Mm-hmm. Like maybe get some students, some parents that might feel the same way and tell like a principal or a dean of students or like someone who can handle the situation a little bit. I don't know what kind of school you go to.
That's what I was going to ask.
I think that's like the big, because if you, let's say, I don't know, I feel like I went to private school and that's the type of school where they would put a first year teacher in they let anyone teach at my high school. And we would have a lot of these weird situations. Like I've had a teacher get fired in the middle of the year, like all of this stuff because they would just put literally whoever to teach us. And so I think that, but on the other end, because it was a smaller school, we were able to tell like principals and stuff like that when something was not quite right. Yeah. Public schools, I think it's a bit more of a process to go through this type of thing. So I would talk to your parents about this because a lot of times parents, especially if your dad's a teacher, know how this process works maybe a little bit more and how you can most benefit from helping yourself and students in the future with a teacher like this.
Yeah. And one thing I would say is the obvious like message here is that you like this teacher. She's a good person. She's nice and she's kind, which is amazing. Two things can be true. You can be an incredibly kind and caring and thoughtful person. That doesn't mean that you're going to be right for teaching. Right. So the thing for me is that there are two ways to go about this. Either you're going to not fix the problem and not learn anything in class and let this person be a good person. Ride out the rest of the school year. Yeah, like that's the thing. You're going to ride out the rest of the school year. Or you can, well, I guess the two directions are like this teacher's either going to get some advice from other veteran teachers or administrators or whatever to become a better teacher so that they can be a good person and a good teacher. Or they're going to realize that like, you're a great person but you're not quite doing it as a teacher.
But what if they don't that's, I think, her issue is like, I don't think this person realizes they're not a good teacher. That's where I'm like, maybe
That's where an administrator.
someone might need to step in, not as like a fire her, but like maybe to offer like a constructive criticism.
Yeah.
Like, I've been hearing that the students aren't quite grasping the material in the class.
Yeah.
Can I sit in on one of your classes? And like, you know, things like that.
Yeah, and I think to calm your mind, a lot of the times, like, because I've had principals get called in by students, by parents, by whatever,
It happens
just to
all the
be
time.
like, just to be like, what are you doing in the class? How's it rolling?
It's a check-in.
And if you tell the principal, like, hey, the way that this person's teaching is just like not working really well for me, I'd love for you to sit in and check it out. That doesn't mean the teacher's going to get fired.
Also, your principal is probably not a monster, I'm assuming, and it's not going to be like, well, this student told me this. Like, they know how to handle situations like this.
I would say bring it up to an administrator who you know can give help. If the administrator is totally useless, maybe even if you know there's a veteran teacher in the school who is a mentor to other teachers who are either brand new or just getting their feet to the ground, that person will likely be incredibly helpful. A lot of schools assign veteran teachers to newer teachers or struggling teachers so that they can help out. You're not a bad person for making this known.
Right.
Okay? All right.
Next.
Thank you, Annabelle, for joining the chat. We're going to move on to our next one. This one is from Emma, and it's called I Need Advice, Long Distance Crush.
Oh, wow.
We're good for this one. You're going to love this.
Well, how
Hi.
old is she? Does it say? Okay.
What?
Sorry. Continue.
We might find out. Hi, you plumply fat orange prince of blob.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Please keep my name anonymous. Oops. Call me E from Saskatoon in Saskatchewan. Sick. E. Welcome. I'll just blur out the name.
Saskatoon in Saskatchewan.
Saskatoon in Saskatchewan. Say
Wow.
that 5 times fast.
Yeah, it
no
sounds
one.
like, I mean, you want to come up with the Lorax? That sounds like where the Lorax I live.
I was going to say, that sounds like the place he would reside in. Basically, in Canada, I had the biggest crush on this guy. Let's call him H. Welcome to the chat, H. He is 2 months older than me. Really
Ooh,
funny. Isn't
older
isn't
guy.
it funny to think like you go so far back in age that you're like, he's 2 months older than me. He's like so.
Yeah, when
so
you're young, those
knowledgeable.
things make a big difference.
Yeah, where he's like he's 6 inches taller than
It's
me.
a
They're both
wow.
like 5'1".
A basketball star.
He's gonna dunk. 2 months older than me. Really funny, and we've been friends since grade 2. I'm now in grade 6.
Okay.
And I've liked him since. This past August, I made a big move and moved to Boston.
Ooh.
Hey, my original residence. We love it there.
Woohoo.
Boston's great. Anyway, we are basically each other's top 5 friends. Sick. I haven't talked to him since last year, and we would play every day together, and he ditched his friends to play with my friends
that's
last
very
year.
sweet.
Adorable. There was this absolutely stunning girl named Elle. He and Elle were just as good of friends as he and I were. We were one of each other's best friends, and basically all of my friends also liked him, but that's no big deal, right?
Jesus.
So all these people are just crushing over this
Yeah,
kid
the
because
town
he's
stud in Saskatoon.
2 months older.
Yeah.
He's an adult. He either liked me or her, and then I moved. Yikes. So he's just like keeping you two around. Okay, wait. Keep in mind this kid has no phone, so I can't communicate with him whatsoever. I'm going back to Canada to visit the school for 2 days, and I want to see if he has a number now. I don't know what to do and how to ask if he'll even say hi, but last year we were best friends ever. Please give me advice on this and how to ask him how I can become friends with him again. Thank you for being so plumply. I want to start off by saying, just because this is a young situation does not mean that it doesn't matter. You are learning the core of relationships that will help you greatly in the future. Some of the cores of relationships that I think people should be experiencing more often. It's just stigmatized and kind of kicked down. So I want to start off by saying nothing that you said is invalid. I'm just a silly person. But I'm going to start off with giving you a little bit of context for us. When Rania and I first met, I was living in Boston and she was living in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. And we just had friends from either sides of our lives that were like, you need to meet Rania. You need to meet Tyler. And when I first saw Rania, I was like, God damn. First off, I was like, she would want nothing to do with me. Second off, I was like, she lives in LA. So there are a lot of things about that cause you to have this insecurity of like, am I good enough? Is this realistic? look at where we're sitting and look at her hand. Like, these things, just because it's long distance, doesn't necessarily make it impossible. It will make it a little more difficult. And that's generally okay. I think one thing that I would caution you with all of this is that when you're on the younger side, you base your relationships off of other relationships you see in your life. And if you have a lot of really great love stories around you, you want to track down a love story on your own, and you're excited for that, which is a beautiful thing. However, I cannot tell you a single goddamn thing about the person I had a crush on in 5th grade.
I can't even remember who I had a crush on.
I don't even remember who I was in 5th grade, you know? So I would caution you to not let this become an all-encompassing part of your life, because you're going to meet millions and millions and millions of people. Some of them are going to suck. They're going to treat you like shit. Some of them are going to be amazing. You're going to keep them around forever. So just understand that going with the flow in this situation is okay, and nothing when it comes to time can be forced.
Yeah, my thing is like, okay, if you're going back and you're visiting and you want to ask him if he has a phone number and he wants to stay in touch, I think that's great. I think it's fun to have friends from your old home and whatever, people that you keep in touch with. But don't let a crush on someone in your old home affect you blossoming in your new home. Because now you live in Boston. Like, there are a lot of very cool people in Boston. Like, you're going to make new friends. You're going to have new crushes. You're going to have all of these incredible new experiences. You are so young, and your life is just starting. Your relationships are just starting. Like, I know when you feel like, oh, I've had a friend since 2nd grade. That is a long time. 4 years for a friend is a long time.
That is a long time.
But you're just at the beginning of finding the people that are going to be in your life forever.
Yep.
Like, you don't let the past hold you back from your future. You know what I mean? Like, you might find, like, listen, I don't know anything about Saskatoon. Saskatchewan. But I can promise you, the world is big. You will find cute boys in Boston.
Yeah. 100%.
He is not the end all be all. So if he doesn't want to give you his number, let's say, or he ghosts you or whatever, it's not the end of the world. You are more than capable. It seems like you are very capable of making friends. You've had plenty of friends at your old school, so you will be plenty capable of making friends and having new crushes and living your life at your new school. So don't worry too much about it.
I completely agree. Yeah. Honestly, I don't think there's anything else I can add to this.
For one more?
Yeah, we're going to do one more. This one is from Olivia, and Olivia lives in Australia.
Wow, that's cool.
The podcast is global.
That's pretty cool.
This is sick. We got to do the global dance. We're global. Okay, ready? My name is Olivia, and I live in Australia. I'm in year 7, which
7th grade.
puts you in, but I think that puts you in 8th grade.
Okay, around that time.
Whatever, 7th, 8th grade. I'm in year 7. I also might just be an idiot. And I have some new friendships. Oh, by the way, this one's called My Friend is a Bully.
Oh, yikes. Okay.
Great. Can't wait. We're going to give you some very important stuff here. I'm in 7th grade, and I have some new friendships. At the start, it was just me and 2 friends. We're going to call them I and L. I and L, 2 friends. L let a new girl into our friend group. Her name is A. I, L, and A. A is new. Illa. Yeah, Isla. I love that. Okay. Ever since A joined the group, L has been rude to me. Not anyone else, just me. She called me names.
Was L the one that brought A into the group? Who brought A into the group?
L brought a new friend in the group.
Okay, so now L's being weird, and she was the one who brought the friend into the group. Okay,
so as soon as A joined after L invited her, L started acting rude.
Got it.
Not to anyone else, not to I, but just to
her.
Olivia. She called me names and told me to suck it up and cry about it. She kicked me out of the group chat for having a different opinion than her. She told me that I can't wear highlighter on the corner of my eyes because she is not Latina.
Huh?
She told the other friend I.
Highlighter is only for Latina women?
Obviously not, because she's not Latina, but L can because she is Latina, even though she has no Spanish family. We're gonna rip this apart. She said that she will put me on a death note because I'm a ginger.
What is happening?
Even though I'm brunette.
What's happening?
A always sides with her, and she is wrong in being rude.
What is wrong with
Even
these
when
people?
she's wrong in being rude. I don't want to be friends with her anymore, but my best friend says that we should slowly distance ourselves so we don't make enemies. I don't
Period.
know what to do in the meantime. I don't want to be around toxic and rude people. Thank you for taking time to read this email from Olivia. Homie, you do not
nuts.
need L and you do not need A. L and A, especially L. If L
They're
brings A into this
crazy.
conversation and switches up, it was going to happen at one point or another
Yeah,
anyway.
Elle is just showing you who she is now.
Life is about cutting the bread. Let me redo that. Life, listen close. Life is about cutting the bad fruit off the tree so it can grow. Okay? You are going to cut off A and L, and you and I are going to be so cool. Okay?
Yeah.
I is obviously a very mature person because
For her to have that thought being like, hey, listen, I don't want to have any bad blood, which I completely understand where she's
100%.
coming from. But if you have to cut off the cord a little faster than I does, clearly she's on your side.
Yeah.
That is okay because you have to protect your own mental health too, because clearly, girl, nothing she said made sense. I'm going to be honest with you. Nothing she said made sense.
Yeah.
Like, she's just being mean to be mean.
Exactly.
So just let it go. I mean, like, she is very... You don't need a person like that in your life. You know?
And I think ultimately, like, I've had plenty of friendships that they've ended because the person is not who I started being friends with. Friendships that started in, like, 7th, 8th grade, that they just became a different version of themselves. You can outgrow friendships, and that is okay.
And you won't even think twice about her 10 years from now. I'm telling you from now, I had awful friends when I was
Exactly.
in high school, and I never think about them. So,
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's one of those things that it's hard in the moment, and you're a strong person for having that thought that you don't want to be friends with these people anymore, because it's tougher than it seems, especially at your age. You're very strong for being like, I'm cutting these people off. I don't want them in my life. But you're going to be rewarded, and trust me, you're going to look back on this and be like, thank God I didn't stay in
100%.
those friendships.
Yeah, it's like the sooner you rid yourselves of these things that bring you down, the better you're going to be. So
Yeah.
just understand you're worthy of better friends.
Yeah, Jesus.
And these people, they have their own shit that they need to get through. Let them do it so they're not taking it out on you. Let them do it with themselves.
No, she's not right. There's something
and,
crazy.
and it's like, it sucks that you're so young because
Yeah.
you're going to be around toxic people. You
I just
shouldn't have to see
imagine
it so
being
young.
that mean so young. Obviously, there's something going on at home
Yeah.
for her to be acting that way, but
Of course.
you don't deserve the
No.
brunt of it.
You deserve someone like I who wants to help you grow by separating. It's
Exactly.
addition by subtraction. Thank you guys for writing in your advice. Again, if you write to no1, N-O, the number 1, askforthispod@gmail.com, I'm going to read your advice every week. This is what we're going to do each time. And I love reading your advice, and it seems like you guys love it too. You guys could be anywhere but you're here. Thank you for not asking for this podcast. Episode 2.
I have something to say.
Ooh, say it. I can't wait.
I think so. Tyler didn't know I wanted to be on the podcast, and I did want to be on the podcast. So if you would like me back on the podcast, you can leave a comment. If you don't want me back on the podcast, mind your business. I don't want to hear it. Also, add me on Pokemon Go.
Rania's huge into Pokemon Go now, and it's the cutest thing in the world because we'll be walking around New York, and all you see is her being like,
I
God
love
damn it, I missed it.
That was my parting thing.
No, that was
Add
beautiful.
me on Pokemon Go. It's Rania La Luna is my thing.
mm-hmm.
Add me. Okay, that's all. All right.
Also, what's your Instagram?
Rania Nift.
R.A. Nift.
Rania, Rania Nift.
Add her on Instagram. Listen, you guys could be anywhere, but
And
you're
Pokemon
here,
Go.
and that's pretty sick. Obviously, thank you so much to my beautiful fiance for being here. And
Thank you for having me.
You're 100% going to end up being back. Let me know in the comments what you guys want me to talk about in the future. And let me know if you want episode 3 of the No One Asked for This podcast. Until then, be good to yourselves. Be good to the people around you. I'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Deuces.
Oh yes.